Hey everybody, this is Wendy Kim of Your Dream Realized Coaching, and I'm so excited to have an amazing former client of mine, Nicole Cruz, here of Nicole Coaching, um, as a guest for me to interview and talk a bit about her experience coaching with me. Thank you so much, Nicole, for being a part of this.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. I'm just gonna, well, first, actually, could you just talk a little bit about your background and what you do?
Sure. So I am a life coach for first and second generation immigrant women of color. So
Hmm.
basically, women of color who are immigrants or their parents were immigrants.
Hmm.
And what I do is I empower them to get clarity on what they want,
Hmm.
unlearn limiting beliefs that they've learned through
Yeah,
their upbringing, and actually take action towards their goals.
awesome, awesome. So, describe to me, right before we started coaching, what were some of the things that you were struggling with?
So before we started coaching together, I had just launched my coaching business.
Hmm.
That was last year, and I felt really unsure about it.
Hmm.
It was a career transition for me, so I'd spent over a decade working in a really giant corporation
Hmm.
and was going out on my own for the first time ever and had a lot of self-doubt um, and I really wanted some support on one, building my business, but then what I wasn't expecting was like all the mindset stuff that comes
Yeah,
along with doing
yeah.
something on your own and different and new.
Hmm. Got that. Okay. So, and I would presume that was why you were looking to hire a coach. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay. So talk to me about your process of selecting a coach and why you ended up working with
So I definitely did my due diligence,
me. Hmm.
um, because it's not only an investment of like a financial investment, but of your own time and energy. And I really wanted the the person who I chose to be able to support me through all of my ups and downs. So I reached out to a few coaches. I did some interviews with them, some discovery sessions. I was actually referred to you by one of your former clients, and when I perked up when she told me about you, because she's like, yeah, her name's Wendy Kim. I'm like, Kim, is she Asian?
Okay.
Because all of the coaches I had been exposed to were white, or it was really hard to find a coach of color. Um, and so when I had my discovery session with you, it just felt natural and easy. And I felt like you really understood me. I didn't have to really explain or feel like I had to justify anything I was going through. It was like, oh, she just gets me. Um, and you didn't restrict me or put any limitations on my vision. And you believed in me like from the get go, from the first call, that I could create whatever I wanted to.
Yeah, thank you for that. And obviously, I still do. Um, why was it important for you to, or why do you think it was important to work with a coach who understood?
Sorry, Wendy, the sound's cutting out on my end when you
Is
talk
it?
a little bit. Yeah.
Why was it? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
better.
Why was it important for you to work with a coach of color, someone who understood your your background?
Uh, well, there's just a lot of nuance in growing up as an Asian woman or as a person of color, especially in this country, that I felt like. with you, with having someone who understood that background, that I didn't have to like really explain why I had a lot of the limiting mindset and beliefs that I had. You just got it. Like you just totally understood where it came from. Um, and where that was supportive for my journey is I just felt seen. And whereas maybe with a coach who didn't understand my background, I would feel like I had to justify why I had the beliefs I did or felt the way I did.
Hmm.
And there's just a different level of relatability that
Yeah.
I experienced with you.
Yeah. What do you think were the main things that um, you, my coaching empowered you in? Like what were the areas that you saw like major shifts, major growth?
Oh my gosh, so many. One, the really transformational one that comes to mind is um, detaching my worth, my worthiness, my value as a person from the results of my business. Because as an Asian woman, I'm very used to outsourcing my worthiness. I'm very used to using other people's validation or achievements or performance to inform me of how worthy or valuable I am. And you really helped me like understand and internalize that I'm good just as I am, and the outcome of my business, if it fails, if it succeeds, like it doesn't mean anything about my worthiness or my value. That's the outcome it is, and that my value is untouchable. What that helped me do in my business is I was able to just take action from service. Like I didn't have to make it mean the outcome mean something like heavy and significant. It was like I get to like put love out there and serve, and the outcome is what it's going to be. And kind of just like releasing any heaviness or negativity with my business actions. Yeah.
So what I hear you saying is it working together, it empowered you to detach your self worth and value from the results of your business, your performance,
Yeah,
and it it allowed you to come from a space of love and service.
completely.
Okay, got that. So what and of course people want to know like tangibly like what were the results of that, and now that you had greater self-worth, greater self-love, more of a sense of service, what did that result
So when we started, um, I had maybe two clients
in? Hmm.
who I was charging maybe like $200 a month.
Hmm.
Um, so very minimally charging them, basically giving them coaching for free.
Hmm.
Um, and from the get-go, the first session I think we had, you helped me like double or triple my rates.
Hmm.
Like, and really believe that my coaching was valuable for that amount. So off the bat, I already started making more money. Um, and by the end of our coaching relationship, which was I think 6 months, 7 months, um, I had made my first 5-figure month. Like I was on my way to filling up my one-on-one coaching calendar. I had launched um, I had 2 rounds of a group coaching program and was full on like coaching, like really making it into my career rather than a hobby that I felt like I was trying out.
Amazing. Amazing.
Mm.
um, so what I hear you saying is that the transformation in the area of self-love self worth and service then free. Would you say that it then freed you up to actually go out and really make a difference with people, which then resulted in the financial results? Would you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, completely. Because I was able to really serve instead of being so hung up on like the money. The money
Yeah.
was a byproduct,
Right.
an amazing byproduct.
Yes.
But really, having the 5-figure month, what it told me was like, man, I really brought some value. Like I
Yeah.
really brought some
Absolutely.
value into the world. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Are there any other areas where you think the coaching really made a difference? I know we can't cover it all, but any areas that come to
Um, Another area is just really the confidence in my coaching, in myself and my coaching and my business, because I had this belief since I had only been an employee my whole life that the only way I could generate an income, the only value that I brought was as an employee.
mind?
And I had this disbelief that I could actually create my dream. And through our coaching, you really helped me instill it within myself, like the confidence, the self confidence that, yeah, I can create the future that I want. Like, I can take action, even though it's scary and uncomfortable, that whatever the outcome is, I'll be okay. And that confidence, I think, translated one to my clients, um, but also has impacted like all areas of my life, not just my business.
Yeah, awesome. I remember we worked a lot on shifting from like a survival mentality or a scarcity mindset
Yeah.
to abundance. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah. That, so yeah, growing up as a child of immigrants, like the survival mentality is built in from the
Mm-hmm.
get-go. And how that looked for me was like um, feeling really competitive, like with other coaches, or feeling like, I had to grab all the opportunities because I'm never like, there's only enough opportunity out there. And if I don't hustle and keep going, that it's all going to go away. Um, and you really helped me see and trust that scarcity is just a belief, but it's not fact, and that I can trust in abundance. And the more that I trust that, as long as I put value out, it's going to come back to me, um, that it will. And to actually just start taking action from that place, which feels much more open and loving rather than like, oh, I got to hustle, I got to work like 7 days a week, I got to do all the things. You really just helped me realize, like, actually, your clients want you to take a break. Like, they want to see someone be able to take a break and not have to hustle all the time and just know, like, that it's going to be okay. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was huge for me.
Yeah, I'm really proud of you. You've grown so much in that. And I know a lot of that even came from your childhood. So to put in the work in that way, I know it wasn't easy for you, but it's amazing now to see the impact that you're having in the
Yeah.
world. So how does that feel now that to have gone from okay, I don't know if I can do this, like I don't know if this is sustainable to now having a sustainable business, working with women of color whom you're empowering. Like, what does that feel like now?
Um, my mind is blown on the daily.
I love it.
Yeah. Um, and it feels really good. It's just an expansion. Um, I really feel like anything that I dream of, I can make happen.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had that feeling before.
Mm.
Like I always felt like I had to depend on someone else or someone else had to give it to me. Um, but I can just think something and put it out in the world and create whatever I want is
Mm-hmm.
so empowering. Um, but then also knowing that if I put something out and it doesn't work out, that's okay too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's fine and I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Um, so it's just this like a calm confidence, right? Just feeling at ease with myself for the first time in my 36 years.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing. What would you say was the difference between before when you didn't have a coach to knowing that you had a coach, that we were checking in weekly, that you had me supporting you? Like, how did that, just even knowing that you could come to me and talk through these things and get coaching and have me supporting you, what was that like for you?
Um, One, it just accelerated things for me. Like I I like eventually maybe I would have been able to get over these like mindset hurdles and roadblocks, but knowing that I had you in my corner, one, it you just helped me process things so much quicker so that I didn't have to stay in this like valley of misery.
Yeah,
Like
I get it.
that like if I was feeling shitty, I could process it with you. And not that we just like shoved it away, but actually like processed through it and got on the other side of it quicker. That allowed me to take more action. Like, oh, okay, sorted that out. All right, let's keep going. And when I took more action, I got more results.
Right.
Um, Especially when that action was from like a positive place
Mhm.
instead of this like I got to prove myself
Yeah,
place.
yeah, yeah. And so, what would you say to someone who's like considering working with me? What are the things that you really like about working with me as your coach?
Um, go for it. Like, because I know what came up for me was like there was some fear, like, okay, it's an investment.
Hmm.
Um, you know, am I gonna get like at the end of the day, am I gonna get the results that I want? Um, and so for someone who's considering coaching with you, I would say it's definitely worth the investment. Um, it's, and to have someone who really, truly, truly cares about your vision, who challenges you, um, but also really supports you in a very loving way. Um, it's so worth it to um, to go for coaching with you. Like I just felt I just felt supported every day. That's not something you get a lot in life.
It's true.
Yeah,
Wow. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you, Nicole.
you're welcome.
I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you. You inspire me so much with your coaching practice, but who you are as a person, truly. Um,
Thanks, Wendy.
and I thank you for taking this time. It means a lot to me. I know you're transforming the world, you're making a difference. And so thank you. Thank you for what you shared. It really means a lot to me.
Well, thank you for being you, Wendy, and for supporting me and empowering me to get to this place now where now I'm able to do the same for others. It's changed
Mm.
my life.
I love you, Nicole.
Love you too.
Thanks.
You're welcome.